We are now going to make some calculations in our spreadsheet. Spreadsheets are useful because we can make calculations for us, and we can put calculations into a spreadsheet and they will do all the work for us, which was what we'll see in a second. So we need to work out the overall cost for each ticket. So for example, the Wheel of Liverpool adult ticket costs £9 and there are 2. So if we're thinking about this with basic maths, what we need to do is multiply one by the other, and that's what we're going to do now with our formula. We always start a formula off with equals, and so we click on this cell here, price, and we use the asterisk as our operator for multiply on a spreadsheet. The asterisk is over the right hand side of your keyboard if you're using a desktop keyboard, and there's a number keyboard on there, and you can see all your operators including divide, multiply, subtract and add. So we're multiplying B4 by C4, so click on C4 and hit the enter key, and you can see that's worked it out for you. So even if the price went up, you could see that would put the calculation in for us, and we wouldn't have to keep changing the calculation and keep working it out. Another efficient thing we can do with a spreadsheet is, rather than keep doing the formula over and over again, which is quite time consuming, we can do it all in one go, and we call this an autofill. So if I hover my mouse and go towards the little green dot on that cell, it changes to a black cross. I'm going to pull that down all the way to there, and you can see it repeats that sequence, just changes the cell references, and that's all done for us. So that's a basic formula, a basic multiplication formula. We're now going to add all these together. So what we could do is do equals that cost plus that one plus that one, and this would work. But as you can see, it's taken me quite a long time, and as always with spreadsheets, there are more efficient ways of doing things. That works. But what I'm going to do is just delete that and do it a much quicker way. So I'm going to go up over here to auto sum, click auto sum, and it predicts what we want. So I'm just going to change that because we don't want the cell references D12 and D13. We just want D4 all the way to D11. So I'm going to just highlight that there, D4 to D11. Hit enter, and it comes up at £162.30 for me. There is a slight problem with this because this family only have a budget of £120, so I'm just going to type in £120, and we're going to look at how much they've overspent or underspent on this particular day out. And the way we do that is by subtracting one from the other. Type in equals, and I'm going to click on our budget, and this time subtract £162.30 there. Hit enter, and you can see that minus figure tells us we've overspent by £42.30. The good thing about this, as we said before, we can model different costs, we can look at different scenarios to help us to make sure that we don't overspend. So what we could do is say that, well, we'll skip the Wheel of Liverpool today, so we'll put in 0 there and 0 there, and you can still see that we're £12.30 over budget. So I'm going to change that back to 2 and see what happens if I get rid of the Beatles story, and we've now come under budget. We've got £5, I don't know, to buy some sweets or something, but that's a way of modelling different things, and that's quite a useful thing. So that's calculations for you using formula and functions.